We are living through an enormous moment in history. A plague has set itself upon all humankind. It reads like the first line of an epic written on scrolls with ink and quill. But we must not fail to see that this pestilence has not set itself upon humankind equally. Nature did its part to remain fair and impartial. It is the work of humans that has divided us in ways that allow its effects to be so unequal. The mechanisms of injustice have flexed to extremes on so many fronts, yet they converge on a narrow, marginalized people within our global community. Systemic racism employs mechanisms that divide our attention, warp our sense of justice, and distract us so we don't see the self-sustaining structures that were created to subtly reinforce its cultural strength and tightening blindfolds.
Fervent claims of "this is not who we are" does little to bring about the actions needed to bend the arc of the universe as we so desire. The atrocities and microaggressions produced are experienced continuously. Too often, responsive actions are reactive to the harm rather than proactive about addressing its causes. What is needed now is a deeper look at who we are, not the exclusive we, but the collective UUCLB we. We must look upon all of this with fresh eyes. We must resist merely calling out injustice, but learn to call people in to effectively heal.
The pandemics of racial injustice and COVID-19 have laid bare our country's truths. The things imagined to be in the past have only been carefully hidden in plain sight. It cannot be explained away by referencing the liberal bubble that we often comfort ourselves within. Racial lines have been etched into the soul of this nation. While we attempt to expand the diversity of the palette of colors that we draw from, we often continue to paint within those lines. UUCLB is a remarkable community with an unparalleled sense of love, justice, and equity beyond what we see in the world every day. Being a part of this community inspires us and prepares us to act in love on behalf of our larger human family. Our justice warrior spirit has brought us out into the world at many levels. The time for our commitment to revolutionary love is needed now more than ever.
We are being called upon to imagine those of our faith widening the circle of our community through anti-racist and anti-oppressive work. Let us journey forward to be part of the conversation that will shape our future as a spiritual community. As Unitarian Universalists, we lay out 7 principles to help us operate within the world with respect and social consciousness. This May, we will vote on accepting the adoption of the 8th principle in our congregation to embark upon a path to actively undo the system of racism and oppression that cause much of the harm we have seen. Let us dare to imagine a community painted on a free and open canvas. On May 23rd, vote yes to adopt the 8th principle.
We ask that you read our article about the 8th principle in the February advance and meditate on its meaning.